Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. How's everyone doing? Okay, this was it 3? Yes, it's 3. Okay. Yeah, hello, welcome back. How's everyone doing? I have finished the data pack. It is completely done. All the functions are working. To be honest, it didn't take me that long. I don't know what I did last stream, what that abomination of an attempt of creating a data pack was. I took too much time with the simplest task, but I would like to blame that on the fact that I'm streaming at the same time and have to commentate stuff. Yeah, in general, doing the data pack was really easy. First thing I wanted to do was turn this into a video, and then I kind of looked at the VOD and thought, nah, this is beyond saving. I cannot do anything with this. Well, I could if I spend a significant amount of time on cutting it all down so it actually makes sense. But with the amount of mistakes I made in that stream and back and forth, and you've seen it, it was horrible. Yeah, that wasn't really supportable. I couldn't really do that without wasting more time than I'm willing to waste. Um, sorry for that. Uh, okay. Yeah, so I actually did some more data pack testing just to figure things out. And one thing I noticed is comment blocks. I've been learning comment blocks for very long. Like my progression was very, very slow because I started in Bedrock Edition on my phone and only really started learning stuff once I wanted to do my bigger projects in Minecraft. But those usually ended up being just recycles of things I've already done. So in terms of actually learning new things, I was really slow. Um, but now, since I've been getting into data packs, I think I've learned a significant amount of new things. And just before stream, um, I learned yet another thing, and it's probably one of the most useful things that Minecraft has to offer in comment blocks. Let me show you. So you cannot actually write this in chat, but I'm just going to do it anyways. Um, if you have a TP command, what you would do is you would write in the destination by hand. Or you would maybe write an execute command at a specific location or something like that. But this number isn't really all that variable or changeable. And that goes for basically every kind of comment. Like what you write, that is what you get. Um, Now get ready for using macros in your comments. By pressing Shift 4, you can create this money sign. I don't know. Um, and that basically determines that whatever you want to say in here, if I now write a say command, obviously this would do nothing really. It would just say hi. But if I write this and then just some normal brackets, and I can write a key in here. So let's just say key. And whatever I have determined as this key will be placed inside of this. Meaning I can say whatever key is set to. The same thing also goes for TP, and this goes for every command, no exception. But this also goes for TP, which means if I do this, I copy this, and I say, let's have it 3 times in here. I say X, Y, and Z. This would be a valid comment. You could write this in a data pack and it would work. The reason why is because you can predetermine X, Y, and Z as different things. So this is basically just a key that links to a different function or wherever you have set this up. Meaning that, for example, what I use that for in my testing world is I extracted the data from the player. So I did execute as at p. Well, no, I did a few other things. So you could, for example, in execute commands, you can write store result, and it will actually store a number, or even, I think, letter. I don't know if letters work. I don't think, but maybe. And if I now say execute store result storage, whatever I type in next, so if I say run, well, no, I first have to assign an ID to the storage itself. So I'd say test. And then this is where I define a key. So let's say X, because X is something that we had in, well, it's not in here anymore, but X is something that we had in the TP command as a key. So let's say I want to store something as X. Now I do this. I write in whatever kind of value it is going to be. In my case, it's an integer. For positions, it's also nice to use a double because it includes decimal numbers. And I use this as a run scoreboard players get. And now I write in like X, and if I have a scoreboard for that, I would write in the score for that. Obviously, I have to predetermine this, but a score again is a variable, so you can update your score to be at your location. But I can do this basically, and it will now take a. By the way, you need to do this inside of a function. This is not really doable in a normal. I think in a normal comment block. This needs to be done in the data pack, which makes data packs even more useful. But what this does, it now takes whatever I am trying to get here. So in this case, a score. It stores it inside of the storage under the key X, which means I can reuse this key for basically whatever I want. And I could also just use or store something completely different. I could say instead of scoreboard, data get entity at P, and then pos, for example. This would take my X position, and it would just instantly store it into this X. I'm not sure if this would actually work this way. There are a few extra steps usually. Like usually you would want to put your, you would want to do slash execute store results and then do score. And then you would say X, course, if I have the scoreboard, run data at entity at P plus 1. No, not the brackets. I would do this, and it would now store X in the my X position in a specific scoreboard, and I could then extract that into a key, and that is basically how you could do dynamic teleport and remembering where the player was before teleporting to teleport them back to the exact location where they were. And you can do a bunch of cool stuff with that, and that's just what I've learned about comment blocks. It's actually extremely useful if you get used to it. And yeah, I just learned that this morning. Like I took my phone out, I wondered, can I extract player location and store it somewhere to reuse later? Answer is yes, easily. Not a problem at all. It was basically, I think, 3 functions. I can actually, do I show it on stream? Yeah, let's do it. Now that I'm already talking so much about this kind of thing, Okay, capture the window, please. Make sure everything in here is okay. Okay, yeah, this is for a different adventure map that I'm working on the side. Just a small side project that I'm working on for fun. But this basically has this. So save. What this does is it saves the player's location in a scoreboard. As you can see, execute as at player, store result storage. And no, firstly setup. So this runs every tick and this stores the player's location in a scoreboard. You can see execute as at p, store result score x, y, z, r1 and r2 for rotation. In the scoreboard chords, run data get entity at s, so player, was 0, 1, 2, and rotation 0 and 1. And this will just basically create 5 fake players that just contain my location data in the game. And then I go over to save. This needs to be triggered manually. And what this does, it basically tests for these scoreboards. So it's right here, you can see run scoreboard player get X chords. So this extracts my X coordinate and it puts it into a storage called test. So I did this for testing. And under the key X, I have the same thing for Y, Z, R1, and R2. And if I now go into the TP function, this is just the comment I was talking about. It's just TP at P, X, Y, Z, R1, R2. And that is literally it. With that, I can save the player location and at any point, whenever you want, just teleport them back to that exact position. Which is just so useful. Okay, but that's enough comment block stuff. We've spent 3 hours last stream doing that kind of things. So let's get back to building. Yeah, so small break from last time. Oh wait, I could actually, while we're already at it, you can see the comment block section here is now a lot less filled. Basically everything in here is gone. Just the in-game mechanics, so this is just the leveling system and the key detection, the chest detection system right here, as well as the cinematic cameras. I cannot really put them into a data pack. But yeah, basically everything is a lot more cleaned up now. So I think it is time to work on the city again, but one thing that I don't really like about the city at its current state is how basically every corner looks the same. So yes, we have a lot of variation with moss pits or mud pits or this community center, but in general, it all looks very samey. So not too much variation in here. And I don't want to build new houses. I'm very happy with the ones we have right now. But I would still like to somehow add a little bit of extra variation. I think I'm going to do that in the form of destroyed buildings and just some more run-down buildings. The first thing I want to do is destroy this house. And I mean completely destroyed. Let's skip this version of Axiom because I am too lazy to update. And sorry if you hear noises right now. I'm kind of moving my microphone around. Every time I end stream, usually what I do is I push my microphone away because I have this microphone arm that's connected to my table, and I just push it away to make some space. And that means that at the beginning of every stream I kind of need to readjust it to be in the correct position. Which also means that sometimes I'm louder, sometimes I'm a little bit more quiet because it's very inconsistent. That's just totally on me. I could fix that easily, but I don't want to. Um, so yeah, let's get to making this house a little bit different. So we could do this with Axiom. I I think this, yeah, this does something else. Maybe honestly, smooth. That's smoothing too much. I'll do it by hand. That's totally fine. So let's say this house has been broken even before the city was abandoned. Which means that it will probably be the most overrun by nature and just the most broken down. I would say this is the kind of house that nobody lived in, that nobody paid for, that was just kind of forgotten by society, and now it's in ruins and nobody really cares because it's not in use for anyone. Or whoever owns the house doesn't care. Who knows? Yeah, we'll just go ahead and spam a little bit of left click on these blocks. I know I'm very good at just talking and never actually doing something. But now that changes. We are starting to build now. And maybe let's not just have this on the side, but actually the entire house is just going to be completely flattened down, broken. Parts of the roof lying on the sides, inside also. Let's get rid of this because this is actually a whole nother room that I didn't create yet. And so what I would imagine from this, maybe these roofs aren't really stable, so let's select some of them. Because I believe you can do, after selecting, do cut and unlock rotation, right? Which means I can now rotate this freely. So let's say this kind of crashed down in a way and was then, I don't know, maybe it's supposed to look rough, so this is not going to be nice looking. Maybe it was held by part of the roof that survived. So right here we have, wait, is it? I believe it's 3 and then 2. Oh no, wait. I think it was actually different. Well, I guess that's good enough. So yeah, this part of the roof I would imagine survived somehow. Maybe you could also say, okay, there's some of the, wait, we did the outline in brown, right? Let's take out this block. And let's say some of the houses, wooden pillars kind of collapsed. So this makes this pillar a lot bigger than it would usually be. But, well, let's not pay too much attention to that. And this pillar kind of still holds the house up. Now this looks cursed, to be honest. It is supposed to look run down, but this is maybe not it. Let's try something else. Again, building is just a constant trial and error, so making mistakes and rebuilding stuff is totally fine. Okay, what if we do something completely different? And say, okay, this entire roof just broke down. And then because no one was willing to repair the house, they just made it so that it's not a threat anymore to the people walking on the street. Because right now, this obviously there is a risk that this just falls down and hits someone. We don't want that, or the people living here don't want that. So I would imagine they just kind of broke parts of the house even more, so that they wouldn't be dangerous to anyone. That would mean, I think, why do I have a comment block in here? Let's get rid of that. I think I want to use gravel to kind of fill the inside to show that this entire place is broken. Yeah, then what else could I use? Maybe for a deeper block, cobblestone is nice. So let's put some cobblestone down here. And you could say this, maybe this house burned down when it was still, or this is the cause of why it is how it is now. Let's make a big opening so that the player can freely walk in and out. So it looks a little bit more natural, I guess. Also making sure that the walls also look like walls and not just the roof is a good idea, I believe. Yeah, maybe this is actually it. So yes, of course, without the colors that we are going to use, still very rough right now. But this is going to have different colors, so that's not a problem. So if we say this house burnt down, then of course these wooden pillars right here would be either very dark and like burnt down because of the fire, or we could say that it's just charcoal in here. Well, it is, definitely. Yeah, just darker blocks would fit. Mm, maybe break a little bit more of the stone. I feel like having a nice view in here, well, not nice, but a view in here like this, a little bit more just, might look more natural. So this side can be a little bit more repaired or not so burnt down. Let's say the fire kind of went in this direction. These houses here, of course, were repaired. Just not this one. And we could actually build a second house right here, though. This could also be a storage area. But again, we have a storage area over here. I'm not too sure. So yes, obviously this isn't a nice view for the city, but it's also far more on the inside. So people visiting the city for the first time won't actually see this part. I'm just kind of thinking about how I could make this make more sense in the world. Let me do some things real quick. I forgot to close some tabs. Okay. Yeah, just for performance. Again, my PC isn't the best, so I will try to squeeze every bit of performance out of it that I can. Um, I mean, in terms of logic, it would make sense that more of these houses are burned down. I think what I want to do is I want to take this house and move it closer to the cliff, just for the sake of logic. So this house just sitting here at the edge, for me feels like it doesn't make much sense. Like, if it's so close to the other houses, wouldn't the other houses have way more damage? Wouldn't it also, would like not way more people want to repair? So if we take this small area right here, maybe as a second city square like this, or maybe just a storage area for whatever. Also, we still need some shops right now. This is all just residential buildings. So I feel like, yeah, this definitely still needs a shop area. So we have a tavern right here. That already makes sense. This might be good for drinks and food. Where do the people get their supplies for living, like food and like not the ones from the tavern, but things that they can store in their houses? Oh well, we have a marketplace. I completely forgot about that. My bad. And my voice is kind of really rough today. I don't know. I'm sorry if you can hear me clear my throat in the background. Or I hope not. But I don't know. My voice is really rough today. Um. Okay, I need to be honest. I am not sure about any of this. I like the idea of having like broken down buildings, but I feel like if one of these buildings, then it feels to me like more of them should be in this general region. This is like more environmental storytelling, I would say. Yes, I could explain in notes why only this building is burnt down and not the other ones. But I feel like a lot of people will skip the story of this map and maybe still ask questions, I guess. Oh, I'm not sure. I want the world to make as much sense as possible without the notes. Okay, let's just decorate some stuff for now. I will leave it like this and we will see if I want to change something. So first of all, let's go easy and city to roof. Yeah, just paint all of the roofs for now, because that's a very quick thing to do. Okay, that's fine. I hope we didn't miss any blocks, which is usually very easy to do. But I feel like I'm fine. Let's go with the outline. Also make this a lot bigger. I mean, we don't have many purple wool in here, so I can just make it really big. And look, this already looks a lot nicer. Now what I still want to do is add pillars to every house, which is something that I forgot to do when we originally built these houses a few streams back. But I still feel like this is important. So let's do it now. And also one thing, every time I edit a stream for a short afterwards, what I notice is that my movement in game is very rough and hard to follow. I usually try to cut these moments out, but I want to make my movement just a little bit cleaner so it's not as hard to look at. Yeah, right now I feel like my movement is not very nice to view, which is probably partially because I have my flight momentum turned down to 0. If I turned it up, you could see I would keep flying, which I'm kind of used to. I mean, this is how normal Minecraft works. But maybe I could turn it to 15, or maybe even 25. Yeah, I feel like this could help a little bit to soften things down. Yeah, because every time I edit one of my shorts, well, I'm saying shorts, but I also mean TikTok videos. But every time I edit one of those, what I notice is that my footage is just very hard to look at because of the simple fact that I am moving around so much, so quickly, and so roughly and abruptly. So yeah, I might want to, while placing blocks, I want to stand still, fill in all the blocks that I need, and then start moving. Because usually what I like to do is I kind of fly around everywhere. Like this is now an exaggeration. Is that how you pronounce it? This is now a little bit too much, obviously. I don't do it to this extent, but well, I would still say I move around quite a lot while building. Too much, even. And well, nobody has really mentioned that under the comments, but I definitely felt like it while editing. Also, editing is a lot harder that way, because I have to edit all of the movement out. Well, I don't have to, but I would like to. Honestly, let's change this a little bit. I don't like how this extends down. Okay, that is better. I just want to make sure that my footage is actually pleasing to look at. I mean, I advertise the short videos kind of like ASMR and satisfying videos, with me turning all the sounds to the maximum and quick building and quick progress. Which, as you all probably know, is just not how my streams look while actually building. And I feel like by doing less jump cuts, like having or leaving more time between cuts and making it all feel a little bit more chill and slower, that could maybe help make it not feel like stressful. I feel like my videos right now are very stressful to watch, even though they are made in a very satisfying way. I'm not sure, like I haven't really gotten any critique on that, but it's what I personally feel like. Oh, guess what? I forgot. And I mean, it's probably a lot more behind that, like my camera movement, for example, which I also know can be very abrupt. But that's, I don't feel like I can change much about that. Yes, I could turn Minecraft cinematic mode on every time. No, I can't. Okay, this is bad. Aha, how did I missed those 3 blocks. And how did you grab stone when my cursor was clearly over the wall? Okay, let's keep going with the... Oh wait, did I do everything over here? Yes, I did. Wait. Aha, I didn't. Okay, but now I think I did. Let's move over to the bottom houses. What happened here? This is not nice. That's also not very nice. Yeah, I'm still not quite sure what I think about broken down houses. I feel like I want them in this world, but somehow I'm still not too sure. Oh, well, not in this world, but in this city. There are plenty of broken houses in this world. Yeah, but for me right now it feels like the world is way too clean for the state that it's in. Maybe that's also just because it's all very early in development. I mean, just keep in mind, the moment I am completely 100% done decorating everything in here, that is where the real grind basically begins. So then comes gameplay, balancing, playtesting, building mechanics, and all that kind of things, which will be a lot harder to stream. With building, I can just kind of talk about anything while I place some blocks. So this is a thing that I can do on autopilot, basically. For tasks like this, where I repeat a bunch of things. Um, but when I'm actually building mechanics and coding and balancing, I feel like that those streams will be a lot more quiet. I mean, you have seen, I can definitely do coding streams while talking a lot, as we've seen last stream. That is exactly what I did. But I still feel like balancing will not be done in a single day. And it will probably take weeks, if not months, because someone needs to play the map and test if it's actually in the appropriate difficulty. Which means more time will probably be spent playing the map. And if like a major mistake comes up, that needs to be fixed. And one thing that I'm absolutely dreading right now, that I'm really, really scared about, is multiplayer compatibility. And the reason for that, very, very simple actually, is I've learned that when using specific comment block setups, it might not work for every player because some comment block setups require the player to run commands, which means that if they are not a moderator on the server, basically all the mechanics fall apart. Like if I execute as a player that is not an admin, and I run a command that needs admin rights, I'm not sure if that is going to work. If I know some comments won't work, I'm not sure how I actually determine that, and I don't have a server to test it on. I could ask some people from the CTM community if they would be willing to help me set this up. That would honestly probably be the best idea. But still, it's something that I am not looking forward to. take out the painter. You paint it in the right axis, right? I can actually change it. Okay, perfect. And yeah, like I think building the multiplayer support itself, like making sure that every player has their own statistics and their own leveling and what do I know, everything that goes into the map. That's not a problem, but making sure that players can actually use these mechanics, that is where I'm kind of scared. Because I do know that all of those things are possible. I can definitely do it. But it is also just it's I don't know if I would need to learn some more comment block things. Like I know there is a comment, I think it's called trigger. And what trigger does is it lets a non-operator run comments that would need operator rights. I think that's at least what I think it does. And you can already hear in my voice. I'm very unsure about this, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not looking forward to building multiplayer compatibility. And one thing I don't like with this is that there is basically always tough at the bottom. Oh well. Wait, do we risk it? Okay, let's risk it. Oh wait, no, it also oh yeah, it also goes for the upside buildings, right? But in general, did this work is the question. Does it look alright? I mean, it's fine if the gradient isn't too big. Okay, let's do some changes. And here I think I can somehow limit the blocks that are affected. Can I somehow say not above a specific comment? Can I click on? Oh yes, yes. Not. Wait, on what are we even on? Okay, we are on 187. And let's say everything that is smaller than 187. This is right. Right? I wrote this right. I hope. Yes. Okay. Perfect. All right. So turn this off. The Axiom menu with debug mode on is it's just horrible. Okay. And that should actually just be it. I know this is a crazy time save. Oh well, okay, maybe I should have finished these houses. That's honestly my bad. Bro. Okay, at least I placed the right blocks. And you can go there. Something about this looks very interesting. Just having this broken apart look, but still being filled in. Okay, let's stack this up. Build some of these holes in. And that is a lot of wool. Okay, let's try it again. One last time. That is correct. Now let's take out the brown wool. Okay, make the brush size big again. That's nice. And then one last time for the city roof. And my nose does not want to stop running, which is very annoying. Yeah, I've been talking about this a bunch on stream, I think. My allergies are for some reason kicking in, even though the time is basically over for them. But it's been getting worse again, which I don't appreciate. Okay, this is going to be twos. Now for this, I don't really need to care. That extends nicely. Yeah, today is just some light building. Nothing too interesting, but I mean, that's just the kind of days that we have sometimes. And now I cannot ignore my nose anymore. One moment. Oh, it's annoying. Oh, and it doesn't stop. I need to mute again. Oh, yeah. I don't like this. Okay, now this is slightly upsetting. Do we go with force? No, I think... Oh, I mined the wrong block again. I think this is actually better. Still bad, but better. Yeah, having problems with my nose also means that concentrating gets kind of hard. Because I'm just constantly reminded that my nose is in fact both running and itching, and I don't know why it's getting worse as I talk about it. Should have just stayed quiet. Yeah, I'm sorry, you can probably hear you can probably hear it in my voice right now. Oh man, one more time. Okay. Oh, come on, I mean it's summer. Why are the why is it still like this? Oh, you're right. And now going back to this, but this time turning it around. And let me find a small building again. Yeah, I think going. Let's go for the top buildings, which are all a little bit taller, by increasing the size just a little bit. Oh, of course. Well, I mean, we don't really need that anymore. Okay. Yeah, then this is rough right now. I'm so sorry. This is probably not a very nice viewing experience. Yeah, I think I need to stay quiet a little bit more. Let's just enjoy the music, and for all the VOD watchers, I hope you have your own music on. Yeah, maybe I should explain a little bit of this. So, I am not sure about the whole streaming music thing. I know that some streamers like to mute their VODs, or I mean the music track at least. Um, and I also know that there are some specific companies that like to take down music, um, especially in the Japanese field. There are some very well known companies. I'm not sure if I should actually call them out by name. Uh, I'm I'm just I'm not very or too executed. Nice. And too educated on this. So I just want to stay safe. Um, so I'll try to keep it vague. I don't want to take any risks. But basically, I just want to make sure that I don't have any problems in the future when they are on another taking videos and music down session. And so just for preservation's sake and making sure that I don't need to worry about what's getting deleted from YouTube, I am simply muting the music track. Because you never know. Like, it could happen. It's probably very unlikely that I will be affected as a small streamer. But then again, I don't know how much I will grow in the future. Yeah, and I mean, yes, I probably don't need to worry about this too much. but I would still like to just stay safe. And this is actually a very nice thing that you can do on OBS. You can select different tracks for sound. And I right now have 5 tracks. One is my in-game sound, one is my microphone sound, one is my browser sound. And then I have 2 presets. One is just the full experience, and one that is like with full experience, I mean all 3 combined. And then one that is the VOD track that is just in-game sounds and microphone sounds. And that is usually the one that I use. Like I go into my editing software, I remove all of the other tracks, just leave the one that has the safe sounds. And the rest usually gets deleted because I don't have the disk space to keep everything. Keeps feeling like I accidentally... Okay, but there is a tick delay before I can actually switch these blocks. So it's fine, I guess. And yeah, I'm also not sure like about the amount of how much I am, or I'm safe to talk about this. Like right now, this might seem paranoid, like I'm worrying too much. Then again, like I can never look into the future, what might happen. And just to stay on the safe side, I have decided not to bless the watchers with the soundtrack that, or with the music that I'm using. Because like this, you could also go on Twitch while I'm streaming. And if you try to clip anything, well, I don't think this channel has clips active because I'm not there yet. But if it was possible, then when clipping, it would also remove the music. And sometimes I'm thinking about editing in some copyright-free music in post before uploading the VOD. But then again, that would sometimes not fit if I talk about a specific song and something completely different is playing. Then I would rather have silence and people can turn on their own music. Which is also probably not ideal. Like I know a lot of people would probably just feel better if I actually played everything and just let it be on. But yeah, I don't want to risk anything. And yeah, the city is starting to look like something. Still, of course, compared to a real city, very small, but let's not overdo it. I cannot build a full Final Fantasy city in Minecraft. Well, I can, but let's be real here, that's not really something that I should do with how long it is already taking. Something about this is messed up. Oh well, where's my pink wool? At the very top. Oh, it's not even pink, it's magenta? I don't know. You got the point. But then again, there is a playlist on an open playlist on my channel that has all the music that the playlist that I am also having on the background. So that would probably be the best thing to turn on at on the side while watching the VODs, I guess. I'm just trying to talk about anything at this point, just so it's not too quiet. But yeah, sometimes, I know I'm repeating myself, but sometimes you just have these days where there's not much to talk about. And I'm also doing very repetitive tasks right now, which doesn't help. But you know, this is just a way for me to progress in my projects. So I guess it's fine to sometimes have more quiet, more chill days. Isn't that right, YouTube? Yeah. Oh, come on. No need to delete the flower or the dry grass. Dry grass, my favorite flower. Yeah, doesn't need an extra trapdoor. What happened here? Oh well, okay, I remember. But I can actually leave that for now because we need to rework this building as a whole in general, so no need to worry about that now. And this is cost. Okay, let's just ignore this. It's not a mistake, it's intentional detail. Yes, I definitely did that on purpose. But I'm about to say something that directly contradicts what I am about to say. But give me the benefit of the doubt for a moment. Doubt. I cannot pronounce this word. I've been struggling with it from the very beginning. If you go back to my old streams. So I think today is also one of those days where I'm not going to scrape for topics to talk about. It's just sometimes I feel like today is just one of those days where, I mean, my allergies are very annoying right now and seek a lot of attention. And yeah, I mean, I got into streaming for the sake of continuing my projects and making progress on them. And so I feel like if I sometimes take the time to just have a more quiet stream for the sake of making progress, that's not a problem. I mean, this entire streaming thing is still at the very early stages, so I guess I can get away with a little bit of laziness sometimes. Well, maybe it's the exact other way around. Because it's in the early days, I should not get away with laziness. Because how else am I going to catch new viewers, right? Oh yes, the grind of streaming. But I feel like if I actually have my first bit of content done, so with that I mean this map, once this map is actually done, that means that I can easily make more longer videos. So what I definitely want to make is a Let's Play series of this map. And I think that is the point where things are going to start to evolve. Probably still very slowly. But I feel like the moment I actually start doing a lot of content that I can show, like shorts alone, are also a nice thing to gain some views. But statistically, people who watch short form content are probably not going to engage with the long form content. Statistically speaking, of course, there are exceptions, as we have seen even on this channel plenty of times. But I feel like the moment where all of this really starts will be once this map is finished outside. People can experience it, and I can make a lot of content about it. Because yeah, I mean, we are right now, I think, at 250 hours of build time. I do definitely want people to see this. And like I like to think in a more realistic, critical way. So when I say I think this is going to happen, I'm pretty confident about it. Because I usually don't really consider the idea of something going right. Which might sound very depressing, but I mean, it does help you have your expectations in place. But I feel like I understand how the YouTube algorithm works a little bit. It definitely works in its own magical ways, but it's also definitely very like learnable and doable what it wants you to do. And the only problem that I have right now with that is just that I don't have the content to show in order to actually do something with the algorithm. I'm also very confident in my editing skills. I feel like I could make some very interesting videos once I actually start. Hey Chili, welcome back. Nice to see you again. How's your day been? I'm just talking about the progress of this map and how I feel like things will evolve once it's finished, while doing very repetitive tasks in the background. Yeah, today, if I sound a little bit different, it's because of my allergies. My nose is really giving me a lot of trouble today. Hey, that's good to hear. Yeah, I'm also fine today. Apart from, well, my allergies again, but that's nothing special at this point. Also, just a quick update for you. The data pack is completely finished. So no more coding for now. Yeah, I was definitely very slow last stream with the coding thing. I don't know, I kind of messed up some things. And then after ending stream I just continued building the data pack and I finished it in like half an hour. While taking 3 hours on stream, which is, well, it just shows that streaming definitely does take some energy. But maybe it was also just that I was still learning stuff as I wrote the code. Well, it could be a lot of reasons, but I'm blaming it on the fact. And right now I am just decorating the city. As you can see, we have painted in all the buildings and right now I'm just placing some trapdoors to give all of them the shape that they need. And this is something that I cannot really automate with Axiom. Or well, maybe I could, but I don't really know how to do it. And so I just have to do some manual work. Oh, sorry about that, I hit my microphone. One more moment, my nose is itching a lot. Give me a few seconds. Oh yeah, something is going on with my nose today and I have no idea what, but it is very annoying. Sorry if you heard that. I forgot to mute. Usually I always mute when I like sneeze or do any kind of unpleasant sounds. But sometimes like reflexes kick in and I just do it without muting. So sorry if you sometimes hear some things in the background. It's just me literally fighting with my nose. And another building where I forgot the wooden pillars. My bad. Oh well, I forgot half of them. How did that happen? What did I even do? Yeah, today is one of those days where I don't really talk a lot. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, but we're almost done with these houses, which means, well, that the city is still not nearly done. I definitely still need to build the road. Also go for decoration this time on stream, because now I know how the city is supposed to look. Okay, did we get everything? This house is done, this house is done, this one as well. I've not built the towers yet, I'm going to do that later. I don't really feel like doing them today. Ah, would you look at that? I forgot some trapdoors. And then yeah, then it's time to make all the parts of the city look distinct. Maybe adding some shops, adding some extra decoration that makes areas stick out. Right now, this entire city feels very samey. I could look down this street. I could look down this one and it is basically all the same. And I could change that with different wall types or roof types. But I need to be honest, I don't really feel like doing that. Simply because we are already in here for such a long time. So much time has been going into just building this city and I want to get it done. Maybe for a future update or something, but for now I just want to get this finished. Okay, not all of the trapdoors are placed. That's why you double check. Yeah, I'm starting to notice the flaws in the city that just happened while planning. And it's kind of got to do with that one extended stream when I built this part of the city. And I was already completely exhausted from building this one house that I had to shut up for a full hour just to get back into building and actually make progress. Well, it felt like an hour, it was probably a lot less, but I was so exhausted that day that I didn't even consider building different house variations for different houses. And then I kind of just kept going. And now we're at the point where, how many houses are this? Let's count actually. I want to know how many houses are this. I'm not counting the lower district. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. It's exactly 40 still existing houses, excluding the broken one. But that is a crazy amount, I believe. Yeah, 40 houses is a lot. And I should have maybe, when I built the city, pre-built like 3 or 4 house variations instead of just one. But I'm trying to do the best that I can with it. I still feel like this first part does have its own original tone at every corner. But the bigger the city gets, the less of that we have. Right now I'm kind of thinking about how I could spice the other districts of the city up a little bit. I mean, this is cool because it's right besides this wall. There might be a staircase up. Here we are right on the city wall, which I could also build with. This is right on the river. So I could go with more nature creeping into the city. Um, Standouts in here is definitely the tower, the broken building, and the garden place right before the fortress. I mean, we definitely have a lot of POIs in here. It's just what I'm going to do with them that I'm worried about. Okay, let's first of all keep it the way it is and worry about the details later so that I can at least make some progress. And now I want to remove all of the red carpets or red wool. Just so that the streets look a lot more finished. Yes. Now, this is still not quite done. We still need to surround all the buildings with smooth stone. So let's do that. Yeah, today is a very repetitive tasks kind of stream. But I mean, when building a city or just a map as large as this one in general, that's just how it's going to be sometimes. You could just simply cannot expect to have new original content every single time. At least I wouldn't know how to do it with building a city like this. Even if I had different house variations, I would still copy and paste them around the city and do the same kind of things over again. But at least when adding the decoration, this is when things will be different. And I feel like there are a lot of areas that can look distinct. Like for example, this wall stretching right into the city that has this blocked off part. I can work with this. I feel like the ideas are there, it's just the execution that I am working forwards to, or towards to. Damn, too many words that I'm struggling with. So annoying. Okay. Oh, wrong side. Oh man, my nose cannot stop itching. Give me another few seconds. Yeah, I don't even know if it's allergies or if there is something in my room that is triggering something. Because at this point, it kind of feels unnatural. It's also not like my nose is itching, but it's not like my throat is itching or hurting or in any way. It's really just the nose. Maybe I'm also just getting sick. I hope not. That would be sad. But I mean, it is definitely a possibility with how I feel right now. Oh, would you look at that? Another missed trapdoor. Well, at least that's the good thing about going around all of the houses again. If I missed any trapdoors, I will definitely notice them. Watch me still miss some of them. I mean, okay, I don't see the ones at the top of the houses, so I might miss some of those. Oh wait, what am I doing with this burnt house? I might actually leave the outline blank for now and think about something more interesting to do with it. That was... Okay, nothing too bad, at least. Wait, am I going to build the outline even when the street ends? I might actually do something different and keep the street going. Just a little bit, so it ends in a nicer way. A hanging bridge, I'm not sure. Um, It depends on what you call or what you would call a hanging bridge. I mean, something like well, okay, this is not really hanging, but I could also just remove the wooden. Oh, wait, no, there are hanging bridges. I cannot talk. These here, if those count. Uh, yeah, they mostly look very similar. This one here as well. Okay, some of them definitely exist. Oh yeah, I guess that is. Actually built most of these by hand. Like this one was made using Axiom, but the rest, I think this in here, this definitely was by hand. This one, I know, okay, I can see that it's with Axiom because of the upside down stair. But I put in all the details, like the campfire and the trapdoors are all placed by hand, and I kind of changed the layout of these to feel more natural because Axiom kind of rounds them down in a weird way. This one right here are purely built by hand, though. That was before I knew how to use the Axiom feature. I rounded them down by hand using these stairs. Yeah, this, don't worry, this entire area is very, very unfinished, as is probably very clear. I'm still not really sure what to do with it, though. It is a decently sized area, and I feel like I could do a lot with it, but I don't really know what. Yet, I mean, it's just some underground tunnels, right? What is there? What interesting is there to add? Besides human structures, of course. Yeah, but I'm still thinking about that, and it's not so high on my priority list. It should be a rather quick thing to do. But if I may ask, why do you want to know about the hanging bridges in this map? What is the intention behind that question? Okay, that is very understandable. Yeah, I also really love like cliffside buildings. If this is like what you mean by that, something like this fortress that is built into the cliff. I think those are very cozy, like having something directly inside of a wall. I feel like working with the terrain that you have is can be very nice. Let's see, do I have something else? I mean, yeah, there are some of these rocks that are pointing out, but those don't really count. Um, but I definitely get that. So where were we? I think I was about to fix some of the blocks in the street. There's some leftover mud blocks and dirt, but I cannot really use a brush for them because that would probably also affect the blocks in underground, which would not be what I want to do. But this one was not supposed to be down there. And maybe I should build the towers, but I don't really feel like doing it today. I don't know. I guess I'll just add some street lamps and then some decoration around those. Do I still have my street lamps flying around somewhere here? No, I don't. Which means I need to copy the ones that already have blue sprouts. Wait, I can actually just clone them up and then remove the sprouts. Oh no, I think I just broke something because I clicked twice. But I don't see anything broken. Oh, this is going to haunt me. I broke something, but I cannot see what it is. Annoying. Okay, let's also copy these ones over. And okay, these are ready to copy. Let's start with the big ones, or the two light ones. Actually, I might need to turn my... Oh, wait, I might need to turn my minimum lighting or brightness down a little bit so I can see where we already have some lights. So yeah, right now it's very easy to see. This part is very dark and this upper part is completely dark. So that is where I'm going to add these lamps. Let's go to this position first. I feel like, oh, I mean, the two tall lamps are, I think, too tall for this area. Okay, maybe around here. This is a decent placement, I feel like. Yeah, it's definitely harder to place the big lamps. Okay, but one will definitely be going here. Oh, I cannot really, I don't know. Maybe like this? I guess that's fine. Well, I need one more. Because I think right on the other side, next to this bridge, this is a nice placement. And now let's go for the smaller ones. And oh yeah, this is going to be a lot easier to place now. Because I only need to consider one side where the lamp is facing. But well, with the way the city is built, it's still very narrow. There's not much space. I'll just place one right in there. And this one will be here and... Oh yeah, I've replaced blocks on. Okay, that's my bad. Keep existing should be on, I think. Yes. Okay, that is fine. Just need to replace some blocks here. Okay, let's get the lamps out again. And where could be another great space? I feel like most of this now already has a good lamp placement. Maybe right here again. Oh, but this goes right into the... Yeah, no, okay, this is not a great placement. On this corner, maybe. Yeah, let's not pay too much attention to where the lamps are. The placement is rough. Yeah. Oh, this is a nice spot. I can work with that. As well as right here, I feel like. Oh, well, this feels a little bit out of place. I might push it a little bit more into the corner once the walls are finished. Definitely nothing in here. This is also not a great spot. Okay, this might work. And one more, definitely. Let's just place it right here. Oh, well, maybe not. But a little bit to the side, maybe? Like, I would imagine people to be walking here, so I definitely don't want the street lamps to be in the way. This might work. Oh, it is very close to the next lamp. But yeah, this is fun. Now let's get to adding the foliage. So I like to go with nether sprouts right underneath the soul lanterns. I feel like that really fits. And so I would like to continue this trend. Okay, one more time at the top layer. And I don't like this lamp, it is too close to the rest of the lamps, or to the next lamp. And yeah, I think for the gameplay I'm definitely going to put spawners under the lamps. That feels like a fitting spot for them. in a way. Okay. I am very like not motivated to right now, but I definitely want to keep going. I'll just probably take a little bit more time for the simple reason that I need to gather my motivation. Yeah, today is just one of those days where I don't really want to do much. So where would decoration be fitting? Of course, the different buildings are always nice if they have some. I feel like I should just finish the towers firstly. Why though did I make this tower 4 blocks wide? That is something that I don't understand. But okay, I have an idea. Let's keep it simple. Okay, I guess I don't have a fitting preset. Or do I just use the gradient? I mean, this doesn't look too bad, to be honest. Okay, let's try to build some kind of roof. Which is weird to do if we have an even number of blocks. I might just do something different for this one. What have I done here? Yeah, this is... Okay, but this is also a round tower, so that won't really work. I don't like square roofs. I feel like they look weird. But we cannot really build a roof like this, simply because of the fact that the tower has an even number of blocks. Mm. How do you build with a tower like this? Yes, I could just creep or like increase the size. I kind of want to figure out how it would work with this one. Maybe, oh yes, maybe the roof doesn't even need to be too tall. Just having it kind of rounded down. And I can still add some shape like this. Yeah, I can make a square tower around. You know what? Why not? I think this is funny. I'll keep it. And yeah, I think I'm going to go with a similar design to this one. So that means half as the foundation. And then we can build around that using mossy cobblestone, tough bricks, and moss. And of course stairs and slabs of every kind. But I don't even need those, I can just edit the existing ones using Tinker. And I'm going to hand build this. But maybe I should use symmetry. Okay, I have already used symmetry a lot, but never on stream. So let's explain how this works. What symmetry in Axiom basically does is it lets you place a symmetry point, and then you can make it look in different directions, which means it will copy the things that you build and apply them to all of the directions. Now, right now, I've pressed Ctrl R, which enables this rotational symmetry thing. And what it does is it means if I place one block, it will place it everywhere. Now, obviously, or not obviously, but if I now say I only want to look in one direction, so I look in the direction, I press Ctrl F, and I can disable and enable those. This also goes up and down. Now, what will happen if this, I have rotational symmetry on. What will happen now is if I place a block here, it will also be placed on the back side. So if I place one here, it will also be placed here, as you can see. Yeah, if I just leave it blank and use this rotational symmetry, it will let me do it in this way, which still means I need to press 4 times. And if I now activate these arrows, I can basically click twice and it will copy the entire symmetry over, which should also apply to rounding edges. Yes, correct. Meaning I basically only need to build 1/4 of this entire building. So I place something here, I do this, and you can see it's placed all around this building. Now be very, very careful with this, because this will stay active no matter how far away I am. So if I start building here, it would also build all around this entire area. Be careful with this, trust me. You do not want to mess up while building with symmetry. That can literally kill your entire building. But apart from that, like apart from the risks, this is an incredible tool for building. It saves so much time. I basically only need to build not only 1/4, I only need to build 1/8 of the building. if it's symmetrical, it will just copy everything over that it needs to. Wait, no, I'm done. Okay, so yeah, as you can obviously tell, this tool is incredible. Let's actually get rid of this. But again, let's just test it so you can see. If I place a green wool right here, you see green wool gets placed everywhere around here. That is what I meant. If I keep building, you can see green wool will keep being placed. You do not want to mess this up. Trust me, I've done it. It's not nice. Okay, and if you're done with the symmetry point, you can simply, well, that was bad. You can simply press delete on your keyboard and it's gone. And it's that easy. Now let's go ahead and build some gradients around here. Do I have type replace on? Yes, I have. Okay. Why is it not type replacing the stairs right here though? Are there not tough brick stairs? Yes, there are. Why is it not replacing? This is kind of annoying. Oops. Okay. Yeah, I like that design. Though it is still lacking something. What is it? Or maybe I don't like this design. This looks not like a tower. I think it's because of the roof. Is it not? Oh no. Okay, let's be honest. That is unacceptable. And I don't really know how to fix it. Oh, why does it look like that? Okay. We will find a different roof to build. Okay, I pivot. Time to expand this tower. Okay, that's fine. Oh, wait, this needs to be placed. Okay, good. So now it is an odd number again, which means I can actually build a proper roof now. I've wasted too much time on this, but I thought I could make it work somehow. And look, I keep the reason why I haven't used symmetry tool till now is simply because I keep forgetting that it exists. Also, what might be important to note is you can move it throughout the block. So yeah, move it to wherever you like it to be, or just press right click or left click even. Yeah, as you can see, this is so stupidly quick now. I cannot believe that I forgot that this tool exists. Look, I would like to showcase this tool even more, but we're already finished. It's that quick. Yeah, of course, that comes without saying, like, or just everything that is symmetrical in general. You could still place it like on an edge and then just mirror things. So it is for every symmetrical building. But since that is exactly what we are building right here, why not, right? Okay, so wait, let me actually turn the brightness on again because we don't need to have it be dark anymore. Uh, what do you mean, wait, is this the, no, it's not. What is that? Oh, it's cave. Okay, okay, that makes sense. Let's just copy this block variation over. I like it. So yeah, basically every time you need to copy a bunch of designs, that's just how I do it. If I remember to use it. Just place a symmetry point, and that's really how quickly it is to set up. That's literally it. It's crazy. That's also, oh, that was, yeah, this is one of the instances what I was talking about. Do not mess up when you use this tool. You will regret it. Because you can also, I think, not just undo. No, you can't. Yeah, please be careful when you use symmetry. More careful than I am right now, please. I am not being a good example. Oh, yeah, I mean, you could also do that if you're building in Bedrock. That is, I mean, yeah, it's kind of one thing that stopped me from playing Bedrock is really just the creator tools. I feel like this entire map would not be possible on Bedrock. Or maybe it would be possible, but I don't know. I always felt like Bedrock, I have played Bedrock for a very long time. And it always felt to me like it's everything is just a little bit slower. Or do you have any building tools on Bedrock? You could, or would it be possible? I've seen a bunch of videos of people recreating World Edit using only command blocks. Okay, none. I mean, that's also completely fine. Yeah, I've actually seen some people use command blocks to recreate World Edit, which is really, really impressive. Oh well, okay, that's totally fine. I mean, you could also just if you're playing survival, that would also be another aspect of why you would not use building tools. Personally, don't play survival, but if I would play it. I would definitely not have any tools available, obviously. Yeah, these tools are just if you have something so specific in mind that needs tools like this for some reason, or if you just want to speed things up. But yeah, I think Bedrock should finally add proper modding support. Though the marketplace is really, I don't know. In my time playing Bedrock, which how long I've been playing Bedrock for, I have started Minecraft with the release of the PlayStation 3 version. And I've been playing on a version of Bedrock, some kind of version of Bedrock, until I think 2019. So yeah, I mean Bedrock can be fun. It definitely has its own kind of vibe that Java doesn't have. Then again, I feel like Bedrock also sacrifices a lot of the things that make Minecraft what oh damn, I cannot speak. That make Minecraft why I like to play it. I also feel like Bedrock has some really cool features, like being able to dye the water in cauldrons. That is amazing. Also, um, Bedrock commands, like Bedrock has a text box command or like a shop kind of thingy command um, that lets you open dialogues with NPCs, basically. Also like a built-in system to make shops or interfaces. That is incredible. And also one thing that I've noticed, what Bedrock has, what Java doesn't have, is a slash camera command that lets you change the vision from which the player looks while still playing. So you could basically make it so that the camera, let's say, follows the player on a horizontal axis. So let's imagine the camera is up here and follows the player like on this horizontal axis, while the player is running around down here. And you can make stuff like that using the camera command, which opens up so many possibilities for different camera angles in adventure maps or things like that. I accidentally painted the wall. Oh, it's not a problem. Um, I've seen that command and oh my god, I'm so frustrated that it's not in Java. I would abuse that comment so much. Incredible feature. Yeah, just making text dialogues is also a huge one. For someone who likes to make a lot of dialogues and let my characters talk a bunch, it is really painful to have to send them text messages, or to have to make them send text messages. Speaking is hard. Chat messages, not text messages. Damn. I cannot find the right words right now, but you get what I mean. Like, Bedrock has some incredible commands. And it just kind of leaves me wondering, like, why? Why? Just why is it not possible to do these on Java? I don't think the versions should have much difference. I think if Bedrock has an amazing feature, Java should also have it, and if Java has an amazing feature, Bedrock should also have it. But for some reason, there is always some kind of difference between the two versions. I guess it's because it's different developers. Yeah, that's also cool. I think Bedrock at this point already has the copper golem, while Java's still waiting. But I feel like this is just a temporary thing. Like, this definitely gets resolved and Java will get the features, which is cool. Yeah, and the shelves, right? Oh, the shelves are amazing. I'm so excited to be using them. Um, yeah, I think the copper golem was the mob that I voted for back in the mob voting. I feel like copper is already an amazing block to use for decoration, but it still at some points feels kind of lacking. And so the copper golem for me just felt like perfect the perfect entity to fix that. I mean, they said that they will probably not bring back new or old mob vote mobs for now, but I would still wish for it a lot. There were so many amazing mobs in the mob votes that we simply missed out on because people voted for something else. And there are so many missed opportunities that would actually fit well into Minecraft. I don't think we need the Isolager. That is one entity I feel like it would be cool, definitely, but I feel like Minecraft already has enough of entities that go in this direction, though its ability is cool, yes. But it's, apart from that, it's really just another one of those illager mobs. What would be cool would be this water tentacle creature that would pull the player down. As a person who is scared of the ocean, that would be amazing. Um, yeah, Mojang is really missing a lot of nice opportunities, I feel like. The wild update had so much potential. And while I still feel like it's a nice update for what it is, it could always be more. Which, yeah, okay, I mean, that's easy to say, but I feel like that is definitely one of the updates that would have deserved a little bit more. The world generation and stuff like that was already amazing. Mostly. I'm still more of a fan of the beta world generation, but that's just personal preference. But I still feel like the new world generation looks incredible. Don't really like to build in it, but it looks nice. Um, Wait, wasn't the wild update also the deep dark? I'm kind of mixing this entire trilogy of updates together a little bit. Wait, what was the bee update? Was it not called something with bees? I feel like that was something entirely different. Frogs and mangroves. Oh yeah, I'm definitely mixing something up then. I might be talking stupid things again. Okay, I'm jumping back and forth. I need to keep building. But yeah, I mean, with the name Wild Update, that definitely suggests that there will be a lot more wild things. I'm not sure if... I mean, okay, Mojang could definitely make it work, having a lot of these wild animals in the game. I feel like thinking about it feels like, okay, would that actually fit in the game? But I feel like Mojang is doing a great job at actually implementing these animals into the game. I mean, I also didn't think that camels could work, and yet here they are. But yeah, I mean, with every update, there's some lost potential. But I mean, that's the nice thing about Minecraft. As long as people keep playing the game, they will also keep making updates. So really, it's only a matter of time until we actually get these things. It might take years. It might actually be quicker, but it's only a matter of time. I'm confident in saying that. With that being said, one is the end update. But if it's one thing that I have started to notice with Minecraft updates, it's always like the title promises a lot. Like the wild update feels like, oh, they are going to add a lot of wild things like animals and stuff. And then the things that they add end up being amazing, but it still feels kind of underwhelming. Like there's so much things that would have been nice that are just simply not there. Also, the Caves and Cliffs update, which they practically moved over 3 years. After 3 years, of course, there's a lot of expectations. And I kind of feel like they didn't manage to meet those, for me personally. But okay, I mean, this is a complaint that Mojang probably hears a lot. Many people complain about the amount of content and the amount of time that you need to wait for that content. And how the proportions are not really right. The updates themselves are nice. The content as or per update is underwhelming though. From a gameplay perspective, the blocks and creator tools keep being absolutely incredible. Okay. Like if Mojang is doing one thing right, it is the improvements on data packs and command blocks, 100%. Like for example, what they did with 1.21 basically broke every single data pack there is. But it opened so many different possibilities of things that can be done now. And also redstoners are also always eating well, apart from that one time when we had the copper lamp thing. That was nice in a snapshot, and then well, it's still nice, but there is a lot of missed potential now. But I feel like they did that for a reason. Zero tick delay lamps sound too good to be true. I feel like there was some kind of performance thing going on, which is why they had to fix that. Oh yeah, definitely. Those small changes are very welcome. And I feel like the way they handle it now with the drops is perfect. Like four small drops every year. And then on top of that, one big update as we know it. I feel like a lot of people have not really kept in mind what they said or have forgotten or kind of not paid attention. Mojang did, I think, say that the drops will not be replaced. No, I don't think they did say that. Drops will not be replacing the full updates. They said there will be 4 big drops every year, and the big updates will not be replaced, which is not saying that they which is saying that they will not be gone, but well, the way they place them might be different. But there will still be big updates. They did confirm that. And I hear a lot of people saying otherwise, like they don't know when the next big update is because Mojang doesn't say anything about that. That's just wrong. They did talk about that, and I think it's pretty clear. But yeah, I guess if a lot of people talk about that and then spread misinformation or simply miss one detail. Only, okay, wait. I want to look this up because I am very confident in saying that. Um, okay, I mean, Google's AI is already telling me that they are still doing big updates, but I don't know if I should trust that AI. Um, but it does confirm what I was just saying. Um, but it's not called a big update, it's a major update. That's how they call it. Well, okay, I know it's just an AI response, but it's the most question answering thing that I'm seeing right here. Let me read this to you. Yes, Minecraft is still receiving major updates, while Mojang is shifted to a drop system with similar, more frequent updates. They are still releasing major updates periodically. These drops still bring new features, mobs, and other contents to the game and are often announced during Minecraft Live broadcasts. This is basically also what I've heard. I think they said that in a Minecraft Live. Drops will not be replacing big updates, but will release alongside them. And yeah, I mean, that was an AI response, so it might be wrong. Please feel free to do some of your own research. I would also do some more after stream. But yeah, I also definitely feel like I remember them saying that. It also wouldn't really make sense why they would replace major updates. Though right now they are kind of in a weird spot where they are only doing drops, which is right. I feel like they are still kind of struggling to find what they are trying to do. And while they try to adjust, big update or major updates are kind of in the background. Wait, let me open. I still have the site open. Does fandom say anything? Well, okay, that's just old information. I cannot really work with that. Oh no, here, official Minecraft website. We know that you want new Minecraft content more often, which is why we're changing our future development rhythm. Instead of providing one free update during the summer, as we've done in the past, we will now be releasing a number of free game drops throughout the year. These drops will vary in size and bring you features to explore more frequently. Sharp-eyed players will have spotted our first try. Yeah, okay, that's just that. Okay, is it an actually a replacement now? Now I'm confused. Yeah, wait, let's keep reading. Okay, this is just about the first drop right here. Okay, now I'm actually confused. Okay, you might actually be right. I'm going to do some more research off stream. This might not be the right point right now. Um, yeah, but these are still called drops. I okay, I'm confused. You might be right. But I mean, if then on the other side, it wouldn't really make any sense to me to only do drops from now on. Because if they do that, then how would they even do an end update? They didn't confirm anything, yes, but let's be real, an end update is very likely to be coming soon. Just from how loud the community is, they cannot keep ignoring us. And they know that. Okay, I guess we'll see about that. I'm still not sure, but I have to believe what the Minecraft website tells me. Yeah, but I feel like releasing an end update by doing small changes at a time That sounds weird to me. That doesn't sound right. But okay, we'll see. Yeah, but it's definitely weird if it's so hard to tell what they are actually doing. That not even their own website is giving enough information. I guess that's just a question of what your source is. Yeah, but also in the early days of Minecraft, the updates were also really small. So there wasn't... Okay, I don't really have the update history of Minecraft in mind right now, but I do remember that in like the early versions, in the really early versions of Minecraft, there were also a lot of very small updates that were marketed as major updates, like oh, I don't remember, it's been so long. Like that made the version number up go up. I'm getting tired. That's my excuse. But yeah, I mean, in a way that's right. So did Notch, I actually don't have the timeline in my head. Did Notch still work at Minecraft during the Pillager update? Yeah, okay, I mean, yeah, that makes sense. It is still beta, so that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I don't know. I guess until they say more about this, we can't really do much other than consult the things that we know for sure that they've said. But I would definitely be confused if there are never going to be major updates anymore. Okay, okay. Yeah, I kind of this entire Microsoft thing feels like it happened so far in the past that I wasn't even sure if it was before or after the aquatic update. It seems like it was far after the aquatic update. My bad. Oh, that feels weird. Yeah, Minecraft Live definitely turned into like more of a show instead of an actual news kind of thing. But I also really like the way it is right now. Like, yes, it's no longer a lot of big updates, and you might not be interested in the things that they talk about, but I still feel like it's a nice touch. Like, it feels like they interact with the community through that. And I know I'm not really building anymore right now, but I feel tired. I think I'm going to take a break from building today. But yeah, Minecraft Live is definitely, if you only care for the updates, you can definitely skip a big part of the showcase every time. I like the small interactions and the interviews and things like that. But I definitely do see why you would not care, or yeah, it is a lot of nothing, definitely. Okay, you can already see me kind of logging out right now. um, so I'm not going to waste more time. I will do some research on this because now I'm actually invested, and I will end stream for today. Next stream is going to be on Monday, again from 4 to 7 p.m. Central European Time. If you want to know and that is in your time zone, please check out my schedule tab here on Twitch. It should show the time in your time zone. And until then, I hope you have a nice day and I'll see you next time. Bye.